You'll have like money coming to you if, on a monthly basis. And that way you'll get these returns, you'll be able to actualize them and use them. And if we're able to get that card in the future as like part of our long-term marketing and our long-term adoption plans, people are going to be able to use that without having to sell their hedge pay or other investments that they feel really promising about. And I get out of the sunlight here. And not have to sell these things that they really wanted to, you know. And if I had something like this back then, I probably would have a significant amount more money than I do now, because I had bought $1,000 worth of it back when it was $7. So I had a pretty
everyone.
it's a pretty painful experience. So I'm just going to kind of explain our token a bit, how it works, how Dev has kind of created this ecosystem in this this smart contract that supports the HedgeFi fund, what the HedgeFi fund is, all the above. If anybody has questions while I'm explaining something, please just interrupt me. Don't be shy. I'm a pretty friendly guy. I don't get upset, so you can say anything. So just feel free to interrupt me if anything isn't clear or anything like that. It'll be hard for me to kind of keep up with chat because so much kind of comes through. So it's better to just shout at me and say, hey, I have a question, or hey, wait, can you stop and ask me something like that. That's totally fine. So don't feel bad about interrupting me, guys. Okay, I'm here for you. So
thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. So HedgePay is going to be a different type of company. I hope it's going to be something that I hope other people will adopt. Honestly, I hope that it's not just what we do, but I will hope that they adopt our motto and how we care about our community and care about our holders. So essentially, if somebody is a CEO of a company, usually they get a salary, and then that salary, they usually get stock options and things like that, at least in my experience personally. The way I'm going to be running this personally for myself is I am investing my own money into HedgePay. And I'm going to do my best to make that valuable. That's how I want to make money off this project. That's the best way that I can, make it, because that doesn't make it better for me. It makes it better for everybody all at once. So that's why I want to democratize the profits on the goods and services that we plan on selling, and give it to the holders and give it to people that are interested in our project and are holding it. So how we're gonna do this. So I'll start with the basics. Initially, we're gonna have our transactional tax after pre-sale. Once we launch publicly on the 8th, our transactional tax if you go to our website and buy HedgePay directly from our website, is going to be 10% buy and then 12% sell. If you go outside exchanges, we don't want to force people to use a website in case they're not comfortable with it. So we are going to launch ourselves on traditional exchanges like PancakeSwap. But if you go on there, one of the things that you'll see is that the taxes is significantly different. It's going to be an 18% buy and a 20% sell. And the reason for that is we have to sell the token back on PancakeSwap to put money into the HedgeFi fund. And so let me just break it down what the HedgeFi fund is, because otherwise you guys aren't going to understand what I'm talking about. Each percentage, there's a significant percentage of each transactional tax that's going to go to a liquidity pool that we're going to use for investment. Things in like staking pools on stablecoin pools, and we're going to diversify that to make it a safe investment, and it's going to generate interest for us. And that interest is going to go to the holders. So if there's a lot of buys or a lot of sells, any volume whatsoever will increase that value of the HedgeFi fund. So when we go to like PancakeSwap or something like that, or another outside decentralized exchange, and that sell tax comes, we have to sell a portion of our token back in order to put it into the HedgeFi fund. And that creates a negative market pressure. And I don't want to have a negative market pressure, because that can decrease the price of the token. And I think one of the ways we're offsetting that is by increasing the taxes done outside of our in-house exchange. And so if you come to our in-house exchange, we don't have to worry about offsetting it, because we'll take directly BNB or BUSD and put it into the HedgeFi fund. I hope that makes sense. And that way, there's no negative market pressure. So we encourage people to go to our platform, not only when they go to our platform to get just the better buy and sell tax rate, they'll also see all the other services that we offer, like the staking as a service, the auditing as a service, and the Launchpad as a service, all which will pretty much be ready to go at launch. I hope that makes sense for everybody. But that's why I hope you don't feel like we're being greedy by going outside. We just want to make sure that the price of the token is stable as possible. We're not creating any negative market pressures that aren't addressed. And so how that tax is going to be broken up is that 10% tax on our in-house exchange, 6.5% of that tax is going to go to our hedge fund. I think it's 2% of that is going to go to the marketing wallet, and 1.5% is going to go to development, and that scales in proportion as you go up. So like on the outside exchange, it's 10% to the hedge fund, 5% to marketing, and 3% to development. And that's going to help us fund the new projects that we have. The development wall is going to help us fund the new ideas that we have, like implementing the mobile app and decreasing the barrier of entry for people to enter into our project and start making some passive income. So was that clear for everybody? Did everybody hear that? Does that all that stuff make sense? The initial parts there? Anybody can talk to me.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, cool. All right. And so that's what our hedge fund is, and that's what we use for transactional tax. Now, I've noticed that with a lot of reward tokens, and when you do something with like passive income like that, once you'll get a lot of volume in the beginning, you'll get a lot of rewards, and then the volume will drop off, and then the rewards stagnate, and the project can die. And so one of the reasons that we're doing this as an investment in a staking protocol is because we feel like that will keep us, we'll always have this large fund of money that we're making money off of to distribute to holders, because we have 3 core tenets. Our 3 core tenets is what we call our threefold path, which is a little corny, I know, sorry, I'm a little corny. Security, accessibility, and indefinite reward generation. So those are the 3 major things that we're focusing on. And that's going to be part of our vision going forward into the future if you decide to stick around with us. So indefinite reward generation is going to require a large amount of money. The way, how a traditional hedge fund would work is you take a large portion of money, you buy something like gold. You say you bought gold, and then you put it in a place that it can generate interest. Well, you also use the other portion of that money to buy an insurance policy, where you bet against the price of gold going down. So if you own gold and the price of gold goes up, well, you're gaining money, you're getting interest for having the gold. And if the price of gold goes down, you're protected because you have that insurance policy because you bet against the price of gold. So on the earliest and the later phases of our project, we're going to be able to do something a little bit more similar to that. In the earlier phases, we're going to just diversify our funds and use stable coin liquidity pools and other staking pools that we have, projects that we have vetted and consider are worth investing in, and carefully so, because we've tested this a lot. And we found that if you go to like a staking pool that was, say, had a really low total value locked, what you do if you put even just a little bit of money in there is you'd pump up the price, which is good, but then people would see that the price had gone up and then it would drop and stay down. So we have to be careful as we go forward with these things because there's a lot of risks associated with it. So that's why we're picking, very stable, strong projects in the beginning. And as that fund grows and gets gains in liquidity and gains in value, not just from our transactional taxes, but from the ecosystem that we're developing around our token as well. We'll be able to let people customize how they want their portion of the hedge fund to be invested. That's something that we really want to do in the future as well. That won't be available at launch, but that's something that we're looking at, especially for our mobile wallet. We want people to be able to say, hey, I'm more comfortable with a riskier investment, or somebody to be like, no, this is my retirement, put it in stable stuff only, you know what I mean? So high risk, high reward, and then you'll have the options for that. But right now we're kind of running in the middle of the road here to help build the value of the hedge fund. And then we can start making more decisions that are hopefully more customized on a person-to-person basis. That's something that's really important to me. And so one of the things that I've noticed when I was first investing in cryptocurrencies and using like Trust Wallet and MetaMask is I was constantly looking at my phone. I was constantly checking the price of things and seeing like, oh, is this gone up? Is it time for me to sell? Or is it going down? Is it time for me to buy? Because that's, obviously how we're trying to time the market and things like that. And I noticed it was kind of like almost like an illness. Like I was up late at night and I had to work the next day and I had to be up early and, take care of people and helping people. And I'm like exhausted because I was up staring at my phone all night. So what I really was looking for when I first found this project with Edwin was something that I could just set and forget. And that was like my initial goal coming into this project, is to is to buy something, get passive income from it, be able to actualize those rewards in my genuine daily life, and not really worry about the price of the token. Now, speaking as a holder, that's one of the things that I'm not going to be super concerned with, not speaking as an executive, not speaking as the CEO of this company, but just speaking as a holder for just a second, if I may. I'm not going to be super worried about the price of the token. I'm going to buy, hold with my personal wallet. I'm going to get that million mark hopefully soon, as soon as we launch publicly, because I'm not going to give myself any whitelist spots or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make sure that I have to buy it like most other people are going to have to buy it. I feel like that's fair. You know what I mean? One of the things that we've talked about is that I wish I would have bought more during the private sale, honestly. But we got so busy I didn't get a chance to. So speaking as a holder, I'm going to buy that million when we go publicly. And then I'm going to hold it, and I'm not going to worry about the price of the token. I'm just going to collect that monthly income that we generate for people. Speaking as an executive, I absolutely care about the price of the token. I really want your guys' investment to do well. I want you guys to be happy with the price of the token. I want it to have some stability and have some resistance to traditional market volatilities and stuff like that, which is why we've developed the ecosystem the way we have. So say we run into like an issue with our investment process. Sorry, I know I look rough. It's been a long couple of days. If we run into issues with our investment process, things like what do they call it? Like a market crash or an outlier event that goes outside our expected traditionary algorithms, we have backups in place in case those things happen, such as stablecoin liquidity pools and things that we can do to keep rewards coming during these huge market crashes. And then, and timing it perfectly so that we don't hurt anybody's investment. So that's another thing that we've kind of considered and developed to keep that indefinite reward generation, which is an important core tenet. So I really hope that we can bring you guys a product that you'll be able to feel comfortable investing in, secure investing in, because it's important, to feel secure with the money that you're getting, and I think that's one of the reasons that we're going to be sharing the profits of the services that we sell with you guys, is because essentially once we cover costs, the majority of those profits are going to go to the hedge fund funds. So you're not just going to be buying a token that gives transactional tax back to its investors. You're going to be buying a token that has a company around the entire token. And those profits associated with that company is going to go to the hedge fund, generate more interest and generate more rewards for you guys, and myself included, because, like I said, I'm going to buy a token. I'm going to try to make that as most valuable as possible for me and for everybody. So, I really want to, I don't know about you guys who've worked before, in a traditional workplace, but I feel like we live in kind of like a tyrannical workplace, a place where you have this really strict hierarchy, and you're kind of treated like a lower person if you're on the lower end, or if you're in the middle end or the higher end. There's always usually somebody over you who's like treated, who makes all these decisions, and executives have kind of gotten a bad name because of it. And I'd like to kind of change that, because I personally don't like that just that power structure personally. I think it's better when executives serve the people that they're taking care of, serve the people that they're selling things to, and serve the people that they're, that are investing in them. So I'm really trying to return executives into a service role. And that is one of the things that I want to do for you guys, is I want to help serve you guys. I want to help make sure that, this investment is something that you guys feel comfortable with and are excited about. And I think the members of our community are going to be more valuable than a traditional community, because every time we sell something, you guys get a large portion of that profit, a larger portion than I get or anybody else gets. So you're going to get a large portion of those profits. And I think that almost creates a community of marketers, essentially, because you're going to tell people about this project if you're invested in it, and you're going to want people to use our services because you get more money from it, and that's something I think is, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are doing that. I don't think that that's something that I see in a lot of other tokens, and especially I don't see a lot of executives ready to take on a service role. So I hope that's something that I can do different than other people. I hope that we can develop a great relationship together, and, be available for one another, and help make this something that I think is going to be beyond what most people are even expecting. So one of our first things that we're going to do after our launch on the 8th is we're going to start investing on creating a mobile app. I've mentioned this mobile app in previous AMAs. What I really would like to do is take the barrier of entry into cryptocurrency and take it from like where we are at, where it's like, okay, we understand how Trust Wallet works, we understand how MetaMask works and things like that. And I'd like to lower it to where like my grandma could do it, or my mom, or my dad, or my brother, who has no idea what cryptocurrency is. And I'd like to open up that to like a whole new class of investors that I feel like are often left out. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine that I went to school with, and he was very interested in my project. He really wants to get involved in my project, but he told me honestly, he goes, every time I try to get invested in this, he goes, I feel dumb. He goes, it's intimidating talking to you, you know, because, you know, I feel like you're so much smarter than me. And I was like, no, bro, I'm not smarter than you. You know, this is just a difference in knowledge. Like, I've taken the time out of my life to understand how this stuff works, and you just haven't taken the time to do it. It's not a difference in intellect. It's just a difference in understanding. And he's just like, that's one of the things that he just told me, that it was one of the major reasons that he's just stayed away from this stuff, is because he doesn't understand. He feels dumb when he's trying to learn it. You know, he feels dumb when he's trying to invest. And I talk to a lot of my colleagues that are like top of their field, experts in their field. You know, I run an anesthesia company. I talk to surgeons and stuff like that. You know, some of the smartest people I've ever talked to, and way smarter than me. And they're like, I feel dumb when I'm trying to do this, you know. And then especially for people that are intelligent experts, that are, you know, wealthy people and stuff like that, they don't like feeling dumb. So it's, I hope I'm not saying that poorly, but nobody likes to feel stupid when they're trying to come into something. So if we can take the process of investing in HedgePay and make it as simple as possible for people to invest, I think we're going to open ourselves up to a whole new level of investors, increase adoption, you know, on a global scale. And, you know, my goal is for people to be able to download the app, put in a credit card, purchase HedgePay, and start earning the rewards that they, you know, get on a monthly basis. And then they can manage all their rewards and all their investment right there on the mobile app. And we're going to make that UI as seamless as possible. I'm going to be very stringent about it. I'm going to have tutorials to help walk people through. You're going to be able to shut the tutorial off, I'm hoping, so that, you know, if you already kind of get how this stuff works, that I'm not feel like I'm holding your hand through the whole thing. But I really think that that's something that's, you know, a unique concept. You know, a lot of companies, they focus on mainly just, you know, how can we appeal to the people that already understand cryptocurrency? You know, and I think it's a good vision to focus on accessibility like that, because, you know, I want people to be able to invest on a secure investment, in my opinion. You know, in my opinion, this is a very secure investment. So I want people to be able to have that opportunity and not be left out just because they don't get it or they don't understand it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I had 3 surgeons I was talking to on Thursday or Wednesday. It was either Thursday or Wednesday this last week. And they were asking what I was doing when I was like coming home, because I, you know, and I was telling them, I was like, oh man, I was tired. I had an AMA or something like that. And they're like, what's an AMA? And I kind of explained my project to them, and they're like, yeah, we want to invest, and you need to like go through the steps and teach us how to invest. And I was like, well, I'm not even going to bother trying to explain what a whitelist is to these guys. You know, they're great people and they're smart people, but there's just some things that I'm like, yeah, I can't even explain to you what a whitelist is, you know. So I'll help you maybe when we launch on PancakeSwap, and then we can work on it then. And then I told him that, hey, I'm working on a mobile app that'll make it a lot easier. He's like, you know, and one of them was like, good, because every time I try to invest on this stuff, I don't understand. Oh, okay, cool. We got a question. I'll stop talking for a second. I'm running my mouth too much. All right, hey, Raul, you can talk.
Hey, man, sorry for bothering. I just wanted to ask you something.
You're not bothering me. You're not bothering me. Talk to me, man. That's what I got you here for.
I was in the AMA yesterday. I know pretty much everything about the project. The thing I'm asking you is, I actually got a whitelist from a call channel, and I saw on the pre-sale page it's not still added yet. Any updates on that?
I'm not sure. If you want an update on that, you can message at hedgepay_ed, and he manages. Yeah. He'll manage that.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Yeah. Do you want me to type it in chat for you, buddy?
Just ask anybody who's seeing the whitelist thing just to get back to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll see if I can do that. Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem, man. All right. Raul. Was I saying your name right, buddy? Is that how you say it, Rahul?
Yes, it's Rahul.
Okay, Rahul. Sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. I sent a message to him and I tagged him. So we'll see if we can get
Thank
that.
you so much. Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. No problem. What was I going on and on about, guys? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, we were talking about increasing accessibility for people. So yeah, I really think that'll open us up to a whole new class of investors. I really think that that'll increase our adoption, and I think the mobile app is going to be something that's really. I hope. I don't want to speak in hyperbole too much, but I would like to. I do really hope that it's something that's revolutionary for at least the Binance Smart Chain. I want to set a precedent on the Binance Smart Chain specifically because we had this conversation about what we were going to do when we first started this project, like what chain to start on, and what we came to, the decision that we came to was to start on Binance Smart Chain because I feel like there's a gap of significantly legitimate projects off of Binance Smart Chain. And so if we can establish ourselves and establish a reputation on something as difficult as like Binance Smart Chain, I think once we start branching out and crossing our bridge to other cross chains, I think it'll be a lot easier because we'll already have established this reputation in a very difficult space to establish a reputation. So that's how we ended up starting on Binance Smart Chain. If you actually look at our logo, I mentioned this before in an AMA. If you look at our logo, you'll see that it's a little infinity sign and it kind of looks like a bridge in the center. That's because we have plans to go cross chain, and that's hopefully within this year we're going to be on a second chain. And another reason that we've kept the minting function intact for our token, I know that scares a lot of people. It makes people super nervous because a lot of times you hear about people, oh, they have minting. That means that, inflation is going to go crazy. We've thought about all that stuff. And if you have minting, but you have a restricted total supply, inflation is not going to go crazy, and we are very careful about how we mint. And, it's very important for our cross-chain development. Every time we mint one token on this chain, on the next chain, we have to burn a token on that chain. And in order to prevent price decoupling issues, because I've seen that a lot of tokens, what they'll do is they'll go cross-chain and one token will be really expensive and the other token won't. And there'll just be this really insane price decoupling, and that can be a problem and it can hurt a lot of projects. And I want to think about this whole thing in a really holistic manner so that we're not considering, so that we're not missing anything when we start going and developing in a cross-chain manner. I really don't like the price decoupling. And that's another reason that we've talked a lot about a centralized exchange as a marketing thing. But one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of it is because it doesn't really fit our vision. Our vision is to create indefinite rewards. And unless they can implement our tokenomics, which 99% of them cannot, I'm not super excited about it. We've talked about possibly taking some of the fees that they have and putting that in the HedgeFi fund, but essentially all it would be is people speculating on the price, and I don't really think that a centralized exchange at this point, at this stage, really fit our vision. And maybe at some point we'll have a centralized exchange that implements tokenomics really well, but our plan is to have a decentralized exchange on our mobile app wallet anyways, which I feel like decentralized exchanges are superior. And if the user interface is simple, easy, and people don't have to dox, for centralized exchanges. I mean, for decentralized exchanges. So if we keep our user interface on our mobile app simple and easy, we'll actually get more adoption from people that are like, hey, there's all these other benefits from switching to a decentralized exchange versus a centralized exchange. I hope that makes sense. And there's a lot of benefits, I feel like, from using a decentralized exchange over a centralized. Obviously, there's marketing associated with and getting your name out there and things like that. There's other ways to do that marketing, though. That's why we have our staking as a service. That's why we have our auditing as a service and our Launchpad as a service, because that's also going to increase our market. So if somebody comes to us with a new project they're excited about, they want to share it, they can come to us, and we are pretty much a one-step solution for them to launch. And that doesn't mean that we're going to just pick whoever comes to us and wants to launch a project, because it's important for us to be judicious about who we allow on our platform, because we don't want to damage a reputation. And so we've talked a little bit about having like a scoring system and what we consider a risky or not risky investment, which is why we have our auditing, and we'll have KYC available for the people in the Launchpad. So we'll be able to kind of do like a badge, like I think we're going to have on our pink sale, which is going to be like a KYC badge. And then we did our KYC with them. They called me right when I was at work. I had to go outside because I was wearing a mask and everything. But pink sale, I know they get there's people that give them that say negative things about them, but they were really good to us. I'm going to be honest. They were really aggressive about the KYC. They really made sure that we are who we say we are. So that was, I appreciated that, because that means that badge didn't come from just like anybody just paying them money for KYC. You know what I mean? It came from them genuinely making sure I am who I say I am, and that I live where I say I live, and things like that. So I'm grateful to them for that. We're also finishing up a third-party audit. We used SpyWolf, which was listed on their tier 2 for that. They said that they should have it before pre-sale, because we want that badge on there saying that our contract was audited. But here's the difficulty associated with that I'm, to be honest with you, we have a very complicated project. It's 65 smart contracts. I don't know, it might be the largest in BSC. I'm not sure. I haven't done the research behind other projects on that, but I know it is a very much larger and more complicated project than others. And so they probably weren't anticipating our project to be as large as it is when they said that they definitely have it ready before pre-sale. So waiting to see what they hear from that. As soon as I hear from them, they'll tell us. Let's see. Oh, looks like you did it. I think you did it. Okay, cool. So hopefully we'll have that badge up and ready to go around the time. It's amazing that they were able to go through that. So fantastic. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about our staking as a service. We're currently partnering. We already have Speakeasy. They're a project that we know the owner of. Good guy. His name's Barrett. He's done our auditing. We've given him our auditing services. Not given him. He's paid for our auditing services, paid for our staking service, and also there might other things that we might be working on together. We've also created a custom contract for him called Flash Staking in the spirit of his token, which is like a jackpot token and a peer-to-peer gambling token, which is really cool, really clever idea on his part. The Flash Staking is like it's a timed staking pool where you have like a week or so to stake, and only a limited number of people can get in there. It's got a fixed APR. And then there's like a couple-day cooling off period, and then they opens back up again, and he does that until he gives about 10% of his supply away. And so we created a custom contract for him very quickly. Our developer is a insanely talented individual. He sees holistic solutions. I've just never met a developer in any space, not just in this industry particularly, but any developer in any space that's as good as him. Sorry to my other friends that are developers, I apologize. But I'm just saying what I've seen in my own personal experience and my anecdotal experience, So he was able to create that custom contract, and that's another product that's going to be available for other projects that are interested in our staking as a service. They'll be able to have a customized contract. Obviously, that's a premium service. It's not something that's going to be available just for any project that comes to us, but we do have our code up, ready to go. It's tested. It's ready to be implemented, and we're excited about the products that we have available. So I've been talking for I think 30 minutes straight. Does anybody have any questions? They want to interrupt me? Have anything that's on their mind? Please don't be shy with me, man. I'm ready to answer tough questions, easy questions, whatever it is that you're on mind. Anything that I explained that you're really curious about or makes you nervous or anything at all, I'm here for that. All right, cool. We got a question. All right, AG, what's up, man? You have to unmute yourself.
Hello. Congratulations.
Hey. Thanks, man. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks. Any questions for me? I'm breaking up?
No, you're hyping us up.
Oh, am I? Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you guys are excited.
Yeah,
I'm glad you guys are
maybe
excited.
Thank you. Maybe it's gonna sound like a silly question, but as a as a whitelist guy, I'm whitelisted, so I'm gonna buy in the pre-sale. So
Awesome.
oh yeah, thank you. So wait 1 second, sorry. Does I benefit from what you said, like fractions on you get rewards?
Yeah, so you're going to own, I believe, about 66,000 of the HedgePay token, correct? So for one BNB, because you have a max buy of one BNB, the reflections are for people that have a higher threshold than that. So it's just like your starting spot. But for people that can't afford the higher threshold that's required in order to unlock the BUSD salary, we have our buyback mechanics through our staking protocol. And so our staking protocol is you are able to stake on our service. We take 20% of the interest generated from our HedgeFi fund, and we buy back our token carefully over a set period of time to help with price stability, and we time that appropriately. And so we buy back our token. That buyback is taxed and returned to the HedgeFi fund, and then it's distributed to holders. There's also a minting protocol associated with the staking as well, and that is just, I think it's like 3 HedgePay per 100 blocks or something like that. Dev will be able to answer that question a little bit better, but it's done very slowly, very carefully, because otherwise all the supply will be available way too quickly, and we're very cautious about how we do that. We regulate staking, the minting process very carefully. So
sounds cool. But
okay.
Yeah, to be eligible to get these rewards, you said you need to buy 1 BNB at least.
No. It's to be eligible to unlock the BUSD salary mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay, the BUSD salary mechanics are 1 million HedgePay, and that's a lot right now. And it's probably going to be really, it's probably going to go quick on public launch. So that's why that's going to help us a little bit with the minting over a long period of time associated with the staking protocol. I don't even own 1 million HedgePay. At launch, I'm going to buy 1 million HedgePay because that's how I'm planning on making money from this project, because I make enough money in my outside life I'm not worried too much about bills. Obviously, I still have bills that I'm like, oh gosh, I got to pay this, but but I can, I've been able to mainly do this project through personal funding on my own. But I'm going to be buying 1 million HedgePay myself at launch, because it's going to go quick. I think, and I think it's going to get expensive quick. So
I'll salute you for this, actually.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's savage, actually.
Yeah, I want to do this everything above board. I want you guys to feel like I'm, as honest and as transparent as I can possibly be without endangering anybody's livelihoods and stuff like that. Obviously, I like to talk about things that are on the conceptual stage that, aren't ready to go and stuff yet. And I don't ever want to commit to something that I'm not, capable of delivering, but I will share things that I'm conceptual, because I like to get feedback from my community. And I want you guys to be able to talk to me, tell me feedback, tell me what you think of these things. And I won't always go with what people suggest, because it may not fit our vision or it may not be right, but I can always get ideas from what people suggest. And I really appreciate those. Yeah. I really appreciate feedback from people. I think we all grow better together when we're listening and communicating with one another. And so communication is very key to me. It's very important, especially when you're running a project like this, trying to open up a legitimate project that's going to be cross-chain and on, and we're starting in the Binance Smart Chain what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, it's just a community where there's like a lot of scammers and a lot of people. Like, my goodness, we already have a scam group. I mean, we just started marketing this. Yeah, how quick is that?
Everywhere.
I couldn't believe it. It was so quick. I was like, oh my gosh. That's why I was like, man, I guess you can tell you have a good product when people are already imitating you and you just started. Like, we worked on this project for like 7 months and we told nobody about it. We kept it under wraps because we wanted a good, solid, finished product available to people when we launched. And we just started marketing, I would say end of December, early January, and it just blew up real quick. We have a lot of key opinion leaders that are, in a special group for, influencers and things like that. We had a,
I'm seeing your, the call outs on literally every channel.
Oh, really? Are you? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, Ed is Ed is a fantastic marketer. He really has got a great vision for marketing. He's been doing it for 17 years.
I'm admin in one of the call out channels, and I got to him, and he's really friendly.
Yeah, he's a great guy. The thing is he he stays up all hours of the night, and I'm starting to worry about him a little bit. So I'm like, Ed, you need to rest. He's like, oh, I can't, I got to do this, or I can't, I got to do that. He's a great guy though, but he's just such a hard worker. I really genuinely worry about his health because he needs to take time to rest and recuperate and, you know, stuff like that. But he's
maybe
just
after the lunch, you know. So
yeah, I think that's what it. Yeah, so I was like, bro, I think you need a vacation. You know, we're gonna have somebody step in and give him like a couple days off at least, so he can get some sleep. So yeah, he's great, man. Yeah, me too, man. I don't know how he does it on such little sleep. I get more sleep than that. I need it. You know what I mean? It's emotionally exhausting doing public speaking, and I haven't been having to do a lot of public speaking in a couple years. So it's like you're trying to like get back into that feel, trying not to say and like too much, and you know, trying to make sure that you come across like sharing who you are with people, not coming across like you're doing a performance. You know what I mean? Because like I want this to be a professional project, but I also want to be honest with who I am and honest with like what my vision is with people too. So I want you guys to know me and know who I am for this too, you know. So that's an important thing for me because I think it'll help open up the communication. I feel like people that are shy will, you know, that might have great ideas will, you know, feel more comfortable sharing with us, especially during AMAs and stuff, because they might have really good ideas that could help us with our implementation and with our adoption, you know, and we love keeping our ears open from our community, you know.
Have you thought about like doing a referral code, you know, if somebody like I buy, like for example, I have a referral code. So I send him to someone maybe is going to interested in this. So I get like 5% from what he buys. And
so like a referral system, and you send like a transaction hash or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought about that. It'd be pretty yeah, we have a hedge sales team that actually does something similar than that to this right now. They get a commission base for that. They have to send obviously screenshots of the conversation, how it went, the transaction hash. You know what I mean? And we have to give it a little bit of time to make sure that, you know, it's not somebody else's conversation that they got a hold of somehow, you know. So it's a pretty complicated system that we have worked out with our current hedge sales team. But it's gone well so far. And so that is something that we have in-house currently. Is that something we could do, maybe open up to people? I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea. I mean, I'd have to work out the logistics of it. You know, I'm very judicious with income and budgeting. It's very important to me that, you know, we keep this project financially sound. You know, I don't want, you know, spending to get too out of control where, you know, we start emptying our coffers and then, you know, we're dipping too much into personal finances and stuff like that, you know. But I think it's a pretty good idea. It's something that we've considered, and I would definitely like to talk to it about the team. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm considering, you know. But again, you know, budget is very important for me because essentially most of our profits are going to the hedge fund because that's the most important thing for us. You know, that's like our lifeblood. That's how we generate our rewards. It's how we get people passive income, you know, and it's so important to me to like democratize those profits because I don't want to make this about me. I don't want to make this just about one person or one executive. I don't want to have a big head. And if I'm starting to get a big head, guys, talk to me, keep me accountable, bro. I'm not the type of person that has a big head generally. I mean, I'm physically big maybe, but you know, not metaphorically, I guess. But yeah,
so my last question is like, you know, everybody has a limited budget or different budgets, you know, not everybody's gonna buy same. So if like somebody who have $50, you know, and he like bought at the resale or the launch or whatever, does he benefits from anything? Reflections?
Yeah. Absolutely. So if he buys it and he stakes it, he benefits from the staking protocol that we have in place. And that's the thing is that we say, and yeah, you need to stake it. And that's the thing is if you have less than the threshold, if you get less of the threshold at launch, stake it. I'm telling you, stake it, because then you're going to get hedge pay distributed to you. That's how you get your rewards, and that's how you get your portion of the hedge fund. That's important. You know what I mean? It's and that threshold is subject to change, and it's something that we aggressively want to lower because it is pretty exclusive right now, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all, personally. But because this is how we have it set up currently, and we've already committed to this for at least the beginning portion of this, It is going to stay where it is just for now, and we really want to aggressively lower that so that more people can take advantage of our BUSD salary mechanics and things like that. But it is something I'm aggressively working on, aggressively pushing. But we're going to have to alter our white paper. We're going to have to alter our website. We're going to have to alter we have to do an annex contract code and stuff like that to lower the threshold. And we have everything set up in place now. If we start making changes now, it's going to cause issues. You know what I mean? And I don't want to have any obstacles with launch. I want it to be smooth, but we do want to be more inclusive with that. So if you have less than $1 million HPay when you buy at launch after pre-sale, put it in the staking pool, and that's how you get your portion. And you know, the buyback mechanisms, if the price of HedgePay skyrockets, talking as a holder, then sometimes that might be more beneficial holding the HedgePay there and the staking than sometimes having the BUSD. Now, if you do own $1 million HedgePay and you want the staking instead of the salary mechanics, that's absolutely available to you. But you can't double dip. You can't double dip. You can't do one and then the other. So you can do either the BUSD salary mechanics or you can do the staking. So no double dipping, unfortunately. Sorry. We're not gonna. We want that. The staking is mainly for the people that have less than $1 million HedgePay. We want to be, like I said, as inclusive as possible for everybody, because everybody is on limited finances. You know what I mean? It's a significant investment, and if the price of the token skyrockets, it becomes more significantly, it's a more significant investment, which is good for the HedgeFi fund and for the people that are staking. You know what I mean? But I really want to unlock the BUSD salary rewards for more people. I want people to start getting that monthly income and start getting it back to them. So. When we lower that threshold, hopefully as soon as possible. That's something I definitely want to work on. So thank you, man, for your questions. I really appreciate it, bro. It was great. Really.
Yeah, for your answers too. Yeah, Godspeed.
Thanks, man.
And God bless you and good luck.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Maybe Mars,
really appreciate it. Thanks, man. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions we got out there? Anything that I said that wasn't clear?
Okay, I have a question, or let me say a suggestion.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, I love suggestions. Please don't be shy with me, guys. I try to be as friendly as I can possibly be, so I can hear everybody's opinion. You know what I mean? I don't want people to feel like, I'm never going to shoot you down. I'm never going to say something negative about you. So go ahead.
Okay, you're actually doing a nice job, and my question is this: why is it that there's no public sale? At least give first 20 seconds for the public to buy the coin. Why is it that it's only the sellers and not so many of us enter the whitelist contest? So I believe if something could be done, it would be a very nice stuff.
So one of the reasons that we have the whitelist is because it was part of our marketing strategy in order to get more people involved and improve the community. That's something that was like people were very interested in it. That was one of the ways that we got in with using my personal budget to get this project started. The whitelist was a very important aspect of it. And if I were to mess with that now, that would damage my reputation as somebody who tries to keep their word the best that they possibly can. I totally understand, bro. But I mean, listen, I bought during the private sale, but I didn't buy enough. And I really wanted to own $1 million. And so I'm going to be buying a public sale. I'm not even taking a whitelist spot for myself to get a discount or anything. I'm literally buying for myself at launch. So I know it's tough. I know it's not what I wish I could have everybody on it that could possibly be on it. If the whitelist sale doesn't sell out immediately, or not immediately, if it doesn't sell out after the whitelist sale is on, we do have a switch to turn it public for everybody. I don't think that's going to be the case. It might be, but the feedback that I'm getting from the community, I think that 400 BNB will go pretty fast. But if it doesn't, that's the way to get into it, But I don't want to break my word, you guys. It's important to me to be as above board as possible. That's why I'm not even buying during the whitelist. I didn't buy during the KOL sale, even though I want to buy 1 million tokens. I'm going to have to buy at launch, unfortunately, and I think that's the only way I can do it fairly. Obviously I could change things to benefit myself. I could make it so that, I could give myself a discount, or I could just give myself the token. Like a lot of developers, they give themselves 3% of the supply on launch. And that's how they fund a lot of their projects and things like that. we're not doing that. We're taking that 3% of only circulating supply, and that's slowly getting distributed to us over 1,000 days. So over like 2.5 years almost is how we're getting that 3%. And that's the way to show you guys that we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here for a long time. We're going to be working our best to make this as valuable as possible. Would I wish I had loaded up as much as I possibly could during that private sale? Absolutely. But I got busy, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to buy as much as I wanted to. So now I'm going to have to buy a public launch. So just like everybody else is, I'm going to be using the website for sure, because I'm not paying that extra taxes. If I can handle it. I know this. I know our website is secure. You know, hopefully that encourages you guys that it's secure. So that's how I'm buying it for myself at launch. I'm buying 1 million at launch on our website. So I'm sorry, but I wish I could just make everybody happy. But unfortunately, in this business, you have to, you know, as part of our marketing strategy, we had to use a whitelist, and it was important, and it's really done us a lot of good. I know it doesn't make you happy now, but hopefully it'll make you happier as you invest on, you know, launch when the price of the token increases, hopefully. You know, that's obviously, I can't tell the future, but that's what it looks like is going to happen if I was to make a guess. So,
okay.
Sorry, buddy.
Well, what so many projects normally do is that they will give whitelisters a kind of, let me say, 5 minutes or even 4 minutes, so that once it did not fail, the pre-sale did not fail within that period of time, then the public, you can go on public. Anyway, I'm just giving a suggestion.
Let me see how long we give them. I'm not sure how long we give them. And I don't have that information right in front of me. I can ask Ed. Ed is the one handling this. So let's see.
Sorry to interrupt, but 10 minutes, okay. Yeah, you know, sometimes I got on project like a few days ago, and it got filled in 72 seconds, like 400 BNB in 72 seconds. You can't imagine that.
Yeah, like I said, I really don't think we're going to have to switch to public, unfortunately. But I guess that's not unfortunate. That's good for you guys in the future anyways, if we don't have to go public, because that means there's a lot more interest in the project than we even anticipated. And that's a good thing. I know